Good morning and welcome back to Breakfast Television. We're joined by Dr. Shapiro, who's a chiropractor, and telling us a little bit about our golf swing. Now, in my mind, golf was a leisurely sport. It wouldn't matter if you didn't totally warm up, but you're telling me, holy smokes, we got to be careful.
Well, golf carries its sort of unique challenges, and we talked about how, if there's one thing I've realized, Winnipeg is a golf town after that winter, after our long winter, and this was a particularly rough one. And that's one of the things we need to be concerned about is when you're a bit of a weekend warrior, a whole winter being indoors, you get out, everyone's just so excited with this great weather to get out and golf, but the challenge is that often we're not ready for it. And we talked about a couple of interesting things that maybe we should review with people at home that they didn't realize, is that, on the tour, 80% of the injuries are related to the spine, and these are professionals. Mm-hmm. We already established that professionals have a swing that's far more fluid than the average duffer like myself, or like you, I realize. And what happens is that we put 80% more harmful force on our spines. You combine that when we put it into perspective that the average golf swing can put 8 times our body weight on our spine, which is something that, you found very interesting. So just, again, to put a number to that, a 250-pound guy can put up to 2,000 pounds of force on your spine. You start to see, you have to understand that you factor all this stuff in together, you want to really make sure you take good care of your spine to prevent the injury in the first place, right? So there are a number of steps, right? The first thing is I often tell people, chiro care obviously makes a huge difference. And I mentioned how Tiger Woods said that chiropractic care and weight training was important to his swing as important to his game as practicing his swing. And the best way to see me is when you're not on the floor or looking for me on a Sunday. It's when you're ready to sort of foster health and make sure you're taking care of your spine,
so
right?
Kind of keeping up with those regular visits. But if I did overdo it and I have to come see you, first step that we should be taking care of is with something like this, correct?
Yeah, let's call this our golfer's survival pack. Ice. Every golfer should have a good ice pack, right? It's super important. Don't put any heat on it. Don't go jump into the jacuzzi or the shower afterwards. Get some ice on it. There's a great picture of, I think it was Rory McIlroy, walking up to a green with his chiropractor, holding a pack of ice in the middle of a tournament that I was watching. So the other thing is something like this, is if you're prone to some injury, having a back brace can sometimes help. It's not something you want to wear all the time, but in case of an acute blowout, you want to have something with a bit of support.
So that's going to keep that support going. Now we have a couple things that we could actually be just sort of putting on.
Yeah.
How is this going to help out?
Well, actually, that's one of our favorite products. It's interesting. It's called BioFreeze, but it's basically just a topical analgesic. It's one of those things that you can keep in your bag. We go through this stuff by the caseloads. A lot of the guys will take a roll-on for their bag or for their locker. It's something you can put on, again, to reduce inflammation, to make you feel a lot better to get through that acute time.
Something that we can add to the shoes, though. You have a good idea for us.
Well, here's some interesting thing. A lot of people spend a lot of time, again, spending huge money on getting the right club or the right glove. There's a really interesting research article that found a custom-made orthotic increased club head speed by 3.5 miles. So what does that mean? That's an increase in distance of 15 yards in off-the-tee distance. So instead of going out and wearing your flip-flops, getting a proper arch support, whether it's custom-made or sometimes at the office we do a lot of just over-the-counter ones, something like this, but more support gives you more stability, will actually improve your golf game by giving you that support.
Sean, thank you so much for these great ideas, and I think the best thing to do is you've got to visit Dr. Shapiro yourself to get some of these ideas and learn a little bit more about that. We have the contact info on our website at breakfasttelevision.ca, so thanks for sharing those tips with us, Sean.
My pleasure. Good luck out there.
All right. Golfing weather or no golfing weather? Jenna Kahn, what do you think?